I spent the last 3 years working on Upwork as a software engineer, and in this video I'm going to share with you what I made in each year and then 3 lessons I learned after working for 3 years. Year number 1 was really slow. I only earned $11,355 from Upwork and I got 5 reviews during that time. Here was my very first review from a project where there was a developer needed to create a cross-platform mobile app to select contacts for use in a web app. He basically loved the work. I was super happy, got my first 5-star review. Next project was website consulting and analysis. These guys wanted me to come in and analyze their website. Next review was developing a deployment pipeline for that same client. The final 2 reviews for that year were, one was a repeat customer for enhancing his app, and the second one was ongoing Angular and Firebase code review. Man, I don't even really remember doing that, but apparently I did a good job because they say I'm a great communicator. So you can see that a lot of these contracts were for anywhere from $500 to $2,000 or so, and that's how we got the first 11,000. But let's move on to year 2. In year 2, I made $88,515, and I got 4 more reviews. So even less reviews, but more money. Now, how is that possible? Here are 3 of the 4 reviews. We've got a web developer contract for Angular and API, another small contract for $493, developer needed for phone apps in Ionic, that's what I specialize in using. And then the third review, pretty vague, but hourly development work, and they just said Jameson was a pleasure to work with. They highly recommended me. So at this point in my Upwork career, people are starting to give me reviews, and it's starting to become clear to clients looking at my profile every time I submit a proposal for a job. If you're not familiar, that's kind of how it works is, people will post jobs on there on Upwork, and then I'll come in and bid for those jobs, saying my hourly rate and how short of a time frame I think I can get it done in. And so people are looking at my profile on Upwork, because this is all public stuff. They can see these reviews. They see, oh, people have paid Jameson thousands of dollars, and so since they're happy, maybe I'll give Jameson some money and see if he can do my project and make me happy. Finally, in year 3, I made $113,036, and I got 0 more reviews. Now, how is that possible? Well, what started happening was a lot of my clients from previous work I had done started coming back and wanting repeat work, and I basically just had 2 or 3 contracts open with some of my longest term clients. I could work whatever hours I wanted, and as long as I got the work done, then everything was fine. And these clients loved my work so much they just kept booking me until eventually either they didn't need any more work, or maybe they ran out of funding or something like that. And so this was the recurring pattern, and this is what has happened up until now. This is what I do. I have 2 or 3 clients, and I just work for them as consistently as I can, provide the best results I can. So now I'm going to summarize what's happened over these 3 years and give you 3 lessons that I've learned. Lesson number 1 is that you need to submit lots of high quality proposals, and the cost is irrelevant if you're good. So on Upwork, you actually have to pay money to send proposals for these jobs, and that cost is irrelevant because if you're good enough, I guess assuming you're not just spamming and scamming people, then you're going to make that cost up in the long run. So that should be ignored, and just submit as many proposals as you can of high quality. So you actually want to read the job description and then submit these proposals. That's what I did. That's what worked for me. And so once I did that, I was able to, get responses from clients, and then, get on a phone call with them or whatever they want to do and make sure I can meet their needs. And then, we start a contract and we go from there. But the key thing here is to not underestimate the amount of proposals you need to submit, because for me that was an amazing amount. Maybe every day I would submit like 20 to 50 proposals, and so maybe 1 out of every 20 would respond to me. That's how many proposals I would need to submit. Lesson 2, 3 clients can yield more than 30 clients. And the reason for this is that instead of having to run around all the time looking for clients, submitting proposals, if you just have a good clientele of people that you've done great work for in the past and they want repeat work from you, then you can just keep working for them. There's no reason to go and get new clients all the time. So let's say that you start a project with a client, and let's say over the lifetime of that project, there's $20,000 billed. Well, the first 500 of those 20,000, Upwork takes a 20% cut. For the next up to 10,000 of that, they take a 10% cut. Then everything after that, they take a 5% cut. That's their current pricing structure, and so the longer you have a client, the lower amount that Upwork will take, and so you're incentivized to have long-term clients. And finally, lesson 3, this is one you might not have gleaned until now because I haven't shared this bit of information, but I've actually been taking clients who found me outside of Upwork. So if you find a client through Upwork, you've got to stay on Upwork for the first 2 years of that relationship. That's part of their terms of service. But if a client finds you from outside of Upwork, meaning that you ran an ad, or you're someone watching this YouTube right now and you want to hire me to be an app developer, these are ways that people can find me and we can start billing outside of Upwork. And so through that mechanism, I can actually avoid the Upwork fees altogether and instead focus on external marketing like ads or YouTube videos and get clients in that way. Now for a beginner, that's kind of a bit harder to do, and you've got to kind of have some knowledge about marketing in order to do that. I'm not the best at this, but I'm good enough to where I can find a client here or there to supplement my clientele. Every time a client drops off, I can add a new one on and avoid paying Upwork like 10% of a good amount of the money that I would make. So that is my experience working on Upwork for 3 years, and there are those 3 lessons. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like to have an app developed, you can reach out to me, put a comment below this video, or you can schedule a call using the link in the description. Talk with me directly. I'm always looking for new clientele to add on to my list, and so if you're interested, I'd be happy to build an app for you. Anyways, thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, Jamison Saunders, and I'll see you in the next video.